killing other black folks, but we'll get to that. It's 666 of y'all here. Thank you for joining us on the impromptu live stream. When I heard of this story of Destiny Harrison, let's put her picture up. And I say, well, okay, well, who's that young sister? I didn't know who that was. And then I started reading the story. And when I read the story, I got so upset at the time period. I was so upset. Destiny Harrison is one of our best and brightest in our community. She literally did things the way that we all talk about on platforms such as mine. Create your own jobs. Do for yourself. Have something where you can eventually hire black people that maybe could not get a job, who go through discrimination, who deal with racism. Maybe they come out of jail and these folks don't want to give them a job, and it could be someone like Destiny that would give them a chance and give them a job, because black business owners give more chances to other black people that come out of jail over white business owners. So Destiny had a 1-year-old child, and she was definitely well on her way to become, at 21 years old, a awesome entrepreneur. She went to cosmetology school and got her certifications from there. And the sister made a lot of moves to have a building, to get her product, to do everything right that she should have done in the black community. We have to talk about something that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has talked about. He said that we fight two wars. He said we fight a war on the outside of our community, racism, white supremacy. And when I say white supremacy, it's an ideology, not a color. Understand that. White supremacy can be conducted by black people too. It can be conducted by Hispanics, Asians, Arabs. It's an ideology, not a color. There's a lot of black, white supremacists that run around in our community. The second thing that Minister Farrakhan talked about was the war within the black community. And Destiny Harrison is a victim of the war within the black community. You have, and we're going to talk about this story. You have three kind of people. Well, it's actually more, and I'll get to the more. But we have some very, very toxic people in our community, and we don't want to talk about it. Whether it's us here, whether it's you in Africa, whether it's you in the Caribbean, whether it's you in Latino nations. One thing all of y'all the same on. You don't want nobody talking about things like this, even from another black person. If CNN talk about it, you say, well, they being racist. Hey, and I understand that. Fox News, yes. But if the black grassroots media cannot talk about these issues, then you are trying to protect people in the community that is hurting and harming and killing black people. And that I have a problem with. Now let's get to this story so we can walk this down, so I can tell you every last person in the black community who we should have a problem with and excommunicate immediately. So I'm going to switch to this other screen. Just give me a second. So, a family of slain 21-year-old Baltimore beauty shop owner asked for witnesses to come forward. Now, I had and I really want to say another word, black person say to me, well, Phil, how do you know it was a black person that killed Destiny? You don't know. This headline tells me it was somebody black, you fool, because you don't have no snitching code on white people. When white person, if it was been a white guy that would have did this, we would have heard this immediately. His face would have been plastered. Y'all have been telling, hey, this white dude came in here, or this Hispanic, or this whoever. Y'all have been telling. So what are you talking about? No, because you cover up dirt. You don't want nobody to expose the dirt, and you knew what was going on. They so despicable, they killed this young sister in front of her child. Well, let's scroll down and continue. So it said on Thursday, the family of Destiny Harrison, 21-year-old beauty shop owner who was fatally shot inside her store, gathered in front of Madam D Beauty Bar located in southeast Baltimore, remembering her as a beloved mother, sister, daughter, and friend. Now, her mother made an emotional plea for anyone who has information regarding her daughter's death. And trust me, people know exactly who did it or have a description because people was in the store at the time. So you say, when it be y'all family, y'all gonna want somebody to say something. Exactly. That's exactly right. They gonna want somebody to say something happened to them, but we don't be snitching on Pookie and Ray Ray. We don't. It's a code of honor to protect Pookie and Ray Ray. That's a code of honor in the black community. We have to talk about this tonight, man. We can't have the black community progress with Pookie and Ray Ray running around doing this crap. You talk about Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street wasn't destroyed by Pookie and Ray Ray. They didn't have that problem. We glorify that Pookie and Ray Ray mentality. We glorify the hood rat mentality. And we have a group of people in the black community who protect them, who don't do what they're doing, but they're protecting them constantly, giving excuses for them, giving cover for them, instead of eradicating that mess out of our community. So they say, according to investigators, there were eyewitnesses inside the shop at the time Destiny was fatally wounded. So why is it you didn't say, hey, it was this individual. Hey, they dress like this. Even if you didn't know them, why didn't you give any kind of description? Why you didn't go to social media and say, hey, this person did this and that and the third. Do y'all know them? They killed Destiny in her store. What honor do we have as a people protecting this kind of crap? Now, say Harrison fatally shot on December 21st inside her salon, less than 2 weeks after she was the target of a robbery at her business. When police arrived to reports of a shooting at 6:12 p.m., they found Destiny suffering from shots to the head. She was rushed to the local hospital. She was pronounced dead. Now, court documents obtained show that Destiny feared for her safety after she caught two individuals stealing from the back of her business on December the 10th. Destiny was reportedly held down and beaten. This young 21-year-old girl. Hold on, let me go back to my screen here, just real quick. We want to make sure this young girl right here, okay, was held down and beaten. Okay, just want to put that picture back in your mind. During the attack, as the robbers were able to escape with $3,000 worth of hair extensions. There have been many black people that have set up businesses in black communities. And I've even reported on a McDonald's owner right here in the Houston area. He was an older brother, and Pookie and Ray Ray killed him. He was giving jobs to black people at a McDonald's when they couldn't get a job. Everybody said the brother was nice, an elderly man. They never solved that crime. We just had another shooting of a business owner here in actually Katy, but that's the Houston area, where this black barber cut a 13-year-old boy's hair. And he messed up or whatever. The dad brought the son back. The barber fixed it for free, no problem. Got into an argument, shot the barber in the stomach, arm, and legs. The barber's in stable condition. And it was a black dude that did it. Okay? So we'll make sure we put that out here. You're attacking black business owners, attacking them. But the Asians could come in the black community. The Arabs could come in the black community. The Indians could come in the black community, set up so much shop and make so much money. They can live in nice areas. They can send their kids to Ivy League universities. They can do all of that off of the black community. And nothing is said and nothing goes on. And on top with the Asians, they set up beauty supply stores If you touch something in there that's $1, they in there kicking your butt. And you still don't say nothing about it. But Destiny have a shop, and you go there and beat her and hold her down while you steal $3,000 worth of hair extensions. You could easily go get those hair extensions on your own and sell them. But the problem is you got people in our community who's lazy, who's good for nothing. I'm going to say it. You're lazy and good for nothing, or some of you. And you're mad when you watch a 21-year-old girl who have enough sense to make something of herself. You're pissed off and you want to hurt and harm her. They say in the documents, Destiny wrote that she knew the individuals because they lived close to her business, and also warned the court commissioner that one of the suspects had a violent history. I'm scared for my life and my business, is what she wrote. Now, let me put something up here so you can see. This is that court document that they're talking about here, okay? That she had to go take out on other people in her community. She didn't have to go, listen, she ain't gonna take it out on the white supremacists or the alt-right. She had to go take it out of her own because she was afraid of her life and for her business. Why should she have been afraid for her life and her business? Because of sorry, good for nothing, trifling, dusty Negroes who can't stand to see black people do for themselves. See, it's hard to be black in America because you got to deal with them and you got to deal with racism too. Listen, dealing with racism, okay, cool. But I got to deal with it from my own. Then after you deal with them, you got to deal with boule black folks. You got to deal with them who keep you oppressed so they can get a job from the Democrats or whoever they're trying to get a job from. Your normal sellouts, you got to deal with them. You got to deal with the mammies, and you got to deal with those who going out now and getting a white man, and now they talking down on black people. So that's something new to them. They never had that before. We have so many factions of anti-black behavior in the black community. It is sick. It is hard being black. I wish it was just racism that was the issue, but it's not. And we got to be real about that if you want to progress. Now, if you don't want to progress, you don't have to. Because in the next decade, we need to understand, even in the Bible, God didn't allow a certain generation to go into the promised land because they were no good. He said this group here can't go because they got to die off. Only this group is going into the promised land. I'm not bringing that mess into the promised land. And that's the issue with black folk. We can't bring them into anything that we got going on. And some of y'all want to bring them and, because of this. No, we can't bring them. Some people you got to leave behind. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. Let's look at this court document for a minute here. You can kind of look at it. Give me a second. Oh, man. Okay, so it says there's a preponderance of evidence that within 30 days of the filing of the petition, the respondent committed the following acts: assault in any degree. So as you can see, they talk about the assault and say it's supposed to be effective until next year, but she didn't even get to make it that far. Talking about they shouldn't be going to her residence or anything like that. So we just want to put that up there so you can see the document. I'm not going to read all that. So as we go down here, let me go back over my other spot. It said, while no one has been arrested in connection with the shooting, police did arrest the persons who broke into her store. They were charged with assault, theft, and burglary. Now, featherweight boxer Gervonta Davis has paid for her funeral. And that's another thing we need to talk about. And I'm going to make sure to talk about that. Let me get my ink pen because I cannot forget about this. because going into the next decade is something else we need to stop doing. I'm tired of that. Let me write this down real quick. Give me a second. All right. So he says the Baltimore Navy, he said, heard the news of her death had hit too close to home. So he said, according to the Sun, Destiny was one of 339 persons who died of gun violence this year in Baltimore. Destiny's family remembered her as a strong-willed, independent woman who had a heart for her loved ones. Say she was a sweetheart, but she had her mother's side too if you got on her bad side. Well, who don't have a bad side? I mean, you're human. He said, I never thought I could protect her from somebody hurting her. Say her sister Christian said she will do her best to hold the family up. As I realized everything we did was to make me stronger. And she said that I got to be strong for everybody. So she leaves behind a 1-year-old daughter named Dream. Though Dream was not physically hurt during the attack, the mental and spiritual effects will reverberate for years to come. Yes, because those sorry, good for nothing people. And I really would, right now, I would love to say a whole lot of nasty words, but I'm trying to be professional. They did this in front of her 1-year-old child. No regard for the life of that child. Now, listen, let's run through a whole lot of things today. Let's talk about it. That Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all got to stop protecting them. I know some of them in your family. Some people used to be that, so they still have that sort of thing. That hood rat mentality. Because them two join together and wreak havoc on the black community. You understand? I covered another story some years ago where you had a black couple that was selling hair extensions. They would, meet up to sell it, and Pookie and Ray Ray robbed them at the time period. You understand? They robbed them and killed them. So this is not like something that just got started. We have to understand that mentality is a mentality that will hurt, sabotage, and kill black people. When they seen Destiny, they have and listen, you hear the same language online. Understand that. Let me give you examples of the language they will use. Well, they stay in an X amount of dollar house. Oh, I found out they stay in a $1 million house. Really? You let me know that you don't have it by making that comment, first and foremost. But why would you make that statement? Worrying about the cost of somebody else's problem. But you don't never talk about how white people stay in that kind of house. You never say that at all. You never pocket watch them. Their wealth come from slavery, and come from the ancestors of our people, and you never pocket watch them. They can buy whatever they want. You say nothing about it. A black person, a victim, do for themselves in this system, and you have a problem with it by saying how much something they have. Oh, okay. Who she thinks she is, walking around here like that. She go to this little shop, whatever she got. Another thing, that's what they do. They will call what you do little. Oh, that little shop, that little car, that little business he got, or that little this. They call it little because it's jealousy. Understand? And some of you probably heard this. Some of this you probably heard from your own family members when you started to do well for yourself. Calling what you do little. I don't like the term crabs in the barrel, because crabs in the barrel, the crabs that's in there, they're not killing each other. They're pulling each other down, but they ain't killing each other. Or they look at you or Destiny and see Destiny's happy. Destiny don't have to get up and work for them folks like you do. Destiny can go in whatever time she chooses to go in, and you looking at Destiny upset that you can't do what she's doing. So you're mad about that. You wondering how much money she's making, looking at what she's driving, what she got going on. And then you got the Pookie and Ray Ray type going to be like, oh yeah, I got to get her. I got to get her. You don't get them Asians. You don't get the Arabs. You don't get none of them, because you go in there you want to, they got something for you. See, Destiny should have been practicing her Second Amendment rights immediately. Any business owner, I don't care who you are, practice your Second Amendment rights and put a sign at the door and say, we believe in the Second Amendment and we practice that in this business. So come in here if you want to. Every business owner have a right to protect their business. Black folks can't be afraid of firearms to protect your business. I'm not saying get on the internet and flash guns and show videos of you shooting at the shooting range. Don't ever do that. As a black person, never do that. I know white people can get away with it, but we can't. Because they'll be trying to say, oh, y'all terrorists, y'all identity extremists. So listen, you go to the range, have that on your private things if you want to, but don't post nothing public about what you do with your Second Amendment rights. But protect your business. Destiny should have had her Second Amendment rights, but also at the same time, Destiny shouldn't have been feeling like that, creating a business. She wasn't doing anything wrong to nobody. So you have Pookie and Ray Ray want to take away from her and they hood rat girlfriends that sit at home all day, don't work, live off of the system. Yes, I'm saying it. While other black people are getting up and going to work like Destiny, trying to feed their 1-year-old. So you have a 1-year-old child that don't have a mom anymore. And her crime is creating a business. Her crime is having some sort of success with it. That's her crime. A child has no mother anymore. That's the crime. That's the crime. Black success is not only offensive to the white supremacists. Black success is offensive to other black folk. You ask black people to support you, they'll roll their eyes and go right across the street to the Asian, to the Arab, to the white, and anybody else and say, well, I don't want to fool with him because, I don't he this or that. You could be selling the exact same thing they selling, but they'd rather go over there because it's you. Hey, we need to practice group economics. We need to do this or that. Oh, that ain't gonna work. That's a scam. That's another trait they say. That everything's a scam to them. Everything's a scam. We say, hey, let's support the platform. All y'all come here watching the news. Y'all email me. I'm saying, look, it takes funds to run this. I don't get the funds that white channels may get or corporate channels may get. I could bring other black people in with the proper support. Okay? Oh, he's just trying to scam. But you'll never say NPR is scamming. They come up every year. They say, hey, we need to raise funds for NPR. We need to do this. PBS, we need to raise funds for this. None of y'all call them scammers. But if a black person say, and this is the thing, it's scamming if you're not producing. We produce every day on various platforms to show the work. And when we do it, it's a scam. Or, well, one of them told me, well, you only want to make money. You don't tell white people that. But when it comes to a black man or woman, they always want to make money. It's a crime to have. It takes funds to run anything. You can't run nothing for free. But this is that mentality, folks. And as people support me, guess what happens? Guess what happens as people support me? Watch this. As people support me, I can have meetings with other black people. Listen to me, as I had today. And now I have someone else that I can bring in now, which you will see. I'm pretty sure if you saw on my Instagram, you already know who I'm talking about. And many of you have said, yeah, give them a chance. Bring them on, Phil. Because of your support, I can do that. We brought in someone else behind the scenes to help us do other things. As you support, we're going to invest into the show to make it better for you. Because certain things I can't say and do, but I need other people to do it versus me. But it takes support. We have people that will say, and that annoys me. You live in a capitalistic society. You say, especially the Captain Black America, you say you love America so much and you don't love capitalism? Capitalism is the heart of America. Competing is the heart of America. But with all this mess that was going on about the Foundation of Black American Conference and trying to sabotage Tariq raising funds for that, That annoyed me because why are you trying to sabotage other people in a community? Whatever they doing, let the black people choose and see what's the deal. Everybody got to have this paternalistic mentality to black people. Oh, you got to tell black people how to think, how to walk, and what they should do with their money. Just like the white supremacists. I said this before in past streams. The big issue with us as black Americans, until you break free of that, we are the bastardized children of the white supremacists because we act just like him. We don't want to see black progress, just like the white supremacists don't want to see it. We hate black people because the white supremacists don't like black people. Jealous of us making it, other black people are jealous of us making it. You mirror the white supremacists, these people. Not all of us do that, of course not. But we have to call them out. They are black white supremacists in our community. Yes, they are. They walk around the same ideology as the Klan against black folk. I will say it. I don't care if you don't like. Look, as the older I get, that's the beauty about getting older. I can care less nothing about the truth. I'm not on a popularity contest. You're gonna have people. I ain't looked. Oh, well, yeah, he cooning. People like that, they got to go too. Because they want to defend that behavior. We cannot progress like that as a people. On the continent, you too. You can't progress like that because you got the same issues and problems. I've been there. I've seen it. You're not escaped of it. So those of you that come into this country and thinking you better than black Americans, I seen how y'all get down. Y'all no different. Sometimes y'all worse. So this message go to everybody. It's not just black Americans. Because what I just saw, the Islamic State of West Africa just killed 12 or 13 other black people in Nigeria. All black, killing each other. For what? Boko Haram killing each other. For what? You have but France and everybody else can come in your country. You don't touch them. But when it comes to other black people, you go raiding villages and everything else that you got going on. So nobody's escaping what I'm talking about. This is a global problem I'm talking about with black folks, not just an American issue. It is sickening. Going into this next decade, we got to leave a lot of people behind. Because I'm not going away with you. I'm only going to care about people with like minds. Hey, you believe in progression? Hey, I'm rocking with you. You want to do that? Stay the hell away from me. And another thing they would do, they will try to money shame you. Money shame you because that's one way they'll get you to back down. You understand from your drive. Oh, well, don't you think you're just doing too much? What you mean? I work for this. What are you talking about? They believe money shaming is a good thing. I don't see no other group money shaming their people for any reason. But when it comes to us, we will money shame each other. Or we don't want to compete because understand we competing. It's capitalism. You're competing within your group and you're competing outside your group in a capitalistic society. You're competing. And if you don't want to compete, you're going to have to sit down because you're going to have to compete. Bottom line, all these different groups are coming into this country, whether legally or illegally, they coming to compete. And nobody's going to feel sorry for us as black people saying that we went through slavery. Yes, we did. But we got to compete today. We got to compete. I'm telling you, these other races don't care about our issues. All they care about when they come across that border or they flying into this country on a visa and staying, all they coming for is getting their money up. They don't care less about you. They can throat cut you. These other groups don't care. They hustling to try to get theirs. But we still trying to throat cut each other. Then you got people that will say group economics don't work. Or listen, our channel is an example of group economics. People come together every month, every week to support us, and that's people coming together under one accord, and that's where I could pay other black people monthly to help us with this show. On a small scale, I will tell you group economics work. What the hell are you talking about? Group economics don't work. But if you're rooted in the system, then you're going to say that. If you believe that white people should solve our problems, then you're going to say that. So that I get it now. But the real black people understand white people are not going to save us. They can't save themselves. You see the opioid crisis? They can't save themselves. They jobs drying up every day too. Go research rural America with white people. They can't save themselves. America getting to a point they're gonna start looking at black people again. Hey, could you save us? Hell no. We ain't saving you no more. You on your own. We got our own issues and problems to deal with. We tired of that. We save you, and then you give us the proverbial F you. Same thing in the UK. Black folks saved them after World War II, rebuilt their country, and then you want to start kicking them out and treating them like crap in the UK. My issue is I don't have time, and you don't have time for these pocket watching black folks. Everything is a hustle. Look, yeah, you need to hustle. It's two types of hustles. It's to hustle to something and hustle somebody out of something. As long as you're not hustling someone out of something in a nefarious reason, hustling is a good thing. You need to hustle. Then how many songs they come out, Hustler's Ambition, all other things like that? What's wrong with hustling? Hustling is just our word that we mention as hard work and determination. Hustling is what we deem that as in the black community. Hard work and determination is nothing wrong with that. Having a goal to get there for your family, because at the end of the day, we're responsible for our individual families, for our community, and then also the world, right? But we can't be around black folks or even listen to black folks that would tell you that hustling to get to where you want to be is wrong. Listening to black folks saying, what's she doing wearing that? I can't stand her. She walk around here thinking she this and that. I remember that thing with Janet Jackson said, well, she said people say, oh, she thinks she all that. Say, no, you think I'm all that. You don't even know how these people think about themselves. Don't be around people that pocket watch, talk down on other black people constantly because of their success. And another thing, when you have areas of Pookie and Ray Ray, I'm going to be honest with you, and they're allowed to be there. They're allowed. The moment you get an opportunity, go. Go. Get out, get out, get out. I'm not saying get out and turn your back on your people. No, that's not what I'm saying. Get out and make something of yourself, and you can create a new community with land. You can rebuild Black Wall Street, and you could take people that want to get out of there and say, hey, brother or sister, this is how I did it. Let me put you on game since now I got the lane to do it, and help them get out. We can't build a community of Pookie and Ray Ray and hood rat behavior. No, we can't sustain that. That's murderers running around. If you can't even sell hair and you get shot in the head, shooting people in the head behind hair, or because these two got arrested and now you send some old thug enforcer in there to do this to Destiny. No. There's no excuse for that. We gonna have to do for ourselves. We got to be away from these negative people, even in your own family. Some people in your family you can't be around. There's just one comment that this black woman left, and let me read it because it was so profound. I said I got to read this during the show. Hold on, where's she at? She here. There she go. If she's right, but it's sad. So the sister said, I'm from Venus if she's watching. Thank you for this comment. She said, I am not saying she caused her own death by this statement. When you find success, go about it in silence whenever possible. Don't talk about or show what you have. Let what you do speak for itself. It's a shame we have to do this, but it might help to keep jealous spirits away. Stay low key off the radar until you are in a position to pay for protection if need be. No social media possible, no Instagram pics of your purchases. Don't buy the flashiest cars, and don't talk about what you can afford. It's just too dangerous in this climate. She's right. If you live in a certain area, don't go buy the flashiest car. Don't go buy the most. No, you can't, because you're going to draw these haters around you. Buy something normal until you can get away from there. Maybe you could afford certain things. Don't do it until you get away from there. You have to move in the environment that you're in. You understand? But her being a business owner, she was just going to be targeted in the black community. So don't try to crucify black people and say, y'all don't come back and help. Well, you had a black woman right there helping the black community and trying to do something for the community. And what happened to her? You can't get mad at black people for saying, I'm not dealing with that crap. The young sister that we're going to be working with told me a lot of black people are leaving Chicago because of that reason. They're sick and tired of Pookie and Ray Ray and everybody else that's committing crime and nothing's being done, and they leaving. I don't fault no black person for trying to protect their family and themselves and be in a safe environment. I do not fault you. We need black people alive. We need destinies alive. That's what we need. People who are going to create businesses. People that's going to eventually provide jobs to black people. We need those people. The real reason why she isn't here, because she was successful. That's it. That's it. How dare she set up a business and I don't have one? And then they get jealous of her looks because, everybody see her pictures will say, well, she's, a nice looking young lady. So they were definitely jealous of that, because as a woman, the better you look, the more hatred you're going to get. That happens with women. If you're a black man, sometimes you want to stay away from brothers too at times, because you better watch them. If they don't have the same amount of money or within that tax bracket you're in, you're going to have a problem, because they don't like the amount of money you getting or the women you getting. This is why people, if you notice, kind of hang with each other, whatever tax bracket they're in. For the most part, they do. Because when you hang with the same people, then you don't have people being jealous of you, because y'all got the same. What is that to be jealous of? If anything, you can learn game from them. They can learn game from you. That's the way that works. But there are many people that's even in those neighborhoods who aren't like that, who love the community, who want to see things right. So it's not an indictment of the community itself. What I'm saying is we have a toxic element in the black community. Very, very toxic. And that element is even online. It's online. I'm that brother that want to help everybody. And I've been screwed trying to do that. People that should have had some sort of loyalty. I don't even talk about the things I've done for people behind the scenes, and I won't. But then you want to do the things you was doing or try to screw me at the end of the day, and that's fine. Go ahead and do that. God bless you. But the more people support me, the more jobs I'm going to give out to black people, because I'm tired. I can't do everything. I do too much. I'm ready to start delegating this out to other people and putting money in their back pocket. That's what I'm ready to do. But it takes funds to do so. But when you have people saying, oh, they scamming, they this, they that. Well, why would you talk to these people? If you're in business, you got to talk to everybody. You talk to white people when you're in business, Asian people, Hispanic, other black people, Arab. Listen, if they call me to go to whatever country to handle some business, I'm going to do that. And if you see me shaking hands with them or whatever on Instagram, I'm taking that business for my community. I'm not going there to go shuck and jive with them. I'm coming there for business. Just as much as they want to go do business with me, if that's what they want to do. I also told y'all, you got to think a little bit, even when it comes to media. Anybody that come here is going to speak the language that we speak here. So if you see one day an Asian person pop up on the screen, they're going to be talking exactly how I'm talking. If you see a white person, is whoever, they're going to talk like I talk. Just like CNN, when they bring y'all in there, all y'all better be talking Democrat. They don't care what color, but you better be talking their language. You better not be talking about no black empowerment on CNN. They don't want to hear that. Because as you progress in business, you can't discriminate in some areas. You just can't discriminate. That's the law. And there's laws on the books that actually affect black people in business too, with discrimination. I know plenty of black businesses that got everybody working for them because you cannot discriminate, or you would be sued. And trust me, they will come after us quicker than anybody else. But that shouldn't stop us from growing. They wouldn't say that we can't put people at the top. They say we can't hire people to do jobs. We need to support each other. Now, everybody you can't support, I get it. Because sometimes people have character issues where you can't support. This is why I am a media outlet. I don't join groups. I will never join a group. Do you see any other media outlet joining groups? No. Some of you say, Phil, why you ain't out there leading this and leading that? I am a media outlet. Do you see journalists leading anything? No. But I'm the guy that have the platform where you can come speak. I can advocate no different than you can. But everybody's saying everybody has a job to do. Everybody can't do everything. We need to protect our media outlets. Understand your media outlet is your media outlet. All y'all do is talk. Yes, because we're media outlets. We're supposed to talk. If it's not for you to talk and it's for you to do, get out there in that street, roll your sleeves up, and go do the part that you need to do. We got to have media. You know what I mean? Millions and billions of dollars they invest in the media. And it's better for me to talk about this situation with Destiny Harrison than CNN to talk about it and try to put a spin on that's how all black people are. Or that's how all black men are. That's the spin they're going to put on it and criminalize black people. When I'm talking about the intricate details inside our community, saying that we have a toxic environment and we need to get rid of it. But the reason why it's allowed, because a lot of us just don't want to hear about it, don't mention it. It's times I mention things even in Africa. They got mad at me. Like the video I made that time about on my other channel about some, not all, Nigerian using the word akata. They got mad at me. I don't care. I will call you out. I will call any African out for some things you may be doing is wrong to each other or other people in the diaspora. I will call you out. Because Voice of Africa is not going to call you out. And you know Voice of Africa is actually owned by the U.S. government, but it's called Voice of Africa. To let you know that. They're not going to call you out, but I will, because I love you. That's why I'm going to call you out. Just what the Bible teaches, God chastise those who he loves. I'm chastising you because I love you. And I don't want to see you go down the wrong path. I love the black community. I don't want to see you go down the wrong path. We can't keep having destinies and not having this called out. They ain't going to be putting our head down like, oh, man, that's sad. They need to stop all that. No, we need to scream it just as much as if it would have been a white supremacist that did the exact same thing. Let's call it what it is. It'll be people yelling and screaming now. So let me not say that. Let me say this with balance. But it'll be more vitriol. Destiny Harrison's name would be worldwide right now if it was a white supremacist that went in there and shot her in the head. And we need to have the same vitriol. Matter of fact, 10 times more vitriol when Pookie and Ray Ray or some hood rat or whoever go do this to our best and brightest. The same. You talking about black businesses. How you going to have a black business and you killing off your black business owners? How you going to have it? But it seems like you're only happy unless Mylin over there kicking your butt at them nail shops and them beauty supply stores. You ain't gonna go in there rah-rahing with them. Yeah, the Boule too. They need to go too. Yeah, you're right. Pookie and Ray Ray, the Hoodrats, the Boule, just the regular sellouts. All of them gonna have to kind of move around. But it's our job to have a collective anger against them where they can't move around in different spaces. They can't have a voice of anything. And if they do speak up or whatever, it is a collective coming at them and say, no, you can't come here because you work for the other team. You're not for us. Anybody that want us to stick with the system that doesn't benefit us, the system benefits a lot of people, actually, but it doesn't benefit us collectively, and we have seen that. Like, I've been doing a lot of studying into how this country really, 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 really allows the Asian community. The reason why they have so much money over even white people now, because this country allows it. I was just recently reading, see, it's things like that we should be focusing on. The Asian Empowerment Executive Order Trump recently done. Things like that. Or a bill that Trump just put out about the Native Americans and how he signed a thing where this particular tribe was supposed to get $6 million a year up to 10 years and $8 million a year after that. It's been hundreds and hundreds of years, and they're still compensating them, but they refuse to give us a dime for slavery. It's things like that we need to start talking about. But when I'm researching what's going on in this Asian community, especially in Houston, you got all this crime. You might even say a crime syndicate going on right here in Houston. We got all these Asian massage parlors that they tricking in there. And the police know it. They talk about it. But imagine if there was a bunch of black folks, had a bunch of massage parlors where some tricking was going on, they'd be able to shut every last one of it down. But they never shut their crap down. They arrest them, yeah, they shut some of them down, but they pop right back up. They know they're doing human trafficking, bringing them women in from Thailand and China and telling them, okay, well, in order to work your debt off, you got it's $40,000 and you need to go do some tricking. And they know what's going on, but imagine your black people. They won't let us be having crime syndicates. That's a crime syndication to me. We could never get away with that. They don't let us get to that level where we doing that big of a crime where you're making billions of dollars a year off of massage parlors. They don't let us do that, but they can get away with it. And they can get Asian empowerment bills and all the other things they can get. There's a whole lot of things that we need to be talking about. But how can we even deal with some of these issues when you got people killing off our business owners? Who can start moving up politically and start talking to these people and say, hey, look, I'm a small business owner. I pay taxes, and having that certain conversation, because certain moves you have to make being in certain positions. But of course, you took away Destiny, so she can't fight for you in Baltimore. Elijah Cummings' former district ran by the great, great, great Democrat Party. It was a Democrat Party that ushered in, well, Pookie and Ray Ray in a lot of ways, also Republicans too, with the drugs. Because what Reagan and them with all that mess with drugs. So yes, they had a part in it too. But the Democrats solidified it with their crime bill to lock up all those black men. And they still don't want us to progress. They even say, forget black folks. We ain't focused on the black agenda. We focusing on immigrants. That's cool. I'm actually glad they did that because, you know, from what I've been reading, I mean, they kind of scared because now black men are heavily supporting the other side, I think, out of spite. I don't think they just like Trump like that. I just think they do it out of spite. I know a lot of black people personally that told me they're going to go vote for him just out of spite to the Democrats. I'm like, well, you know, I mean, I hear people saying they're either going to vote for him or they're going to just not sit it out. They're not going to do anything because they're tired of being treated any kind of way. Because even under the Democrats, we had, look, under Obama, how many police brutality cases we had? We didn't get nothing fixed in the black community. Nothing. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, with Destiny, with all these people talking about they pocket watching, saying how much your house costs, how much your car costs, why you on vacation. It must be nice if you go to Africa. Yeah, you go to, only reason you go to Africa because you raise funds. You don't know how I get there. You know nothing about that. But you pocket watching. It's a scam y'all raising money for an orphanage. Were you there? Did you see what happened? No, you don't care about that. And the beautiful thing is we have some great people here Oh my God, there's some great people that's watched this channel. I met a lot of them when I was in Kenya. And because of y'all say to try to organize some trips going to Africa, that's not my idea. That was y'all's idea. That's why we originally start finding someone, which is Black Americans, to help do that. Which the Kenya trip was great. We have South Africa coming up September 1 through 10. It's half sold out last time I heard. It's half sold out now. So there's 15 more people can go. I mean, coming up on January and February, people getting income tax. Invest into that. What I'm saying is we have great people here. We have smart people here. We have business owners here. We have teachers here. We have people that work great jobs, or even people that work just even fast food. Don't matter because you want to transition to go somewhere else. We have a lot of great people here. People have gotten government contracts here. People have gotten married, had families, and all kinds of things right here. And we have a great thing going. But we have to support each other, all of us. I can't do everything. Many of y'all email me, y'all call Kellen. We can't do everything. But the more support we have, the more we can delegate other people to meet those needs that you may have. But never let no one money shame you. If you hear people using the word scam, hustle, and all that, your ears need to perk up and understand that's a red flag. If someone's shaming you about getting an education, if someone's shaming you about traveling, that's another thing. If they're shaming you about anything about something positive, if they're shaming you for it or talking down or calling what you're doing little, your little car, your little business, you should stay away from them people. No negativity. We cannot go into 2020 in the next decade and deal with those people. I mean, you can if you want to, but you may end up like Destiny. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. If we can't keep it up 100 with y'all being a black media outlet, who will? Who will? Hold on, I saw a name there. Hold on. Oh, hey, Sister Vicky, what's going on? I didn't know she was here. Y'all shout out Sister Vicky. Let me tell y'all about Sister Vicky. I didn't see the transformation with Sister Vicky here. I'm saying the past 3-4 months. Man, Sister Vicky that came into her own. Man, I'm like, she is shaking people up now. I mean, they talking about on the Breakfast Club and everything. I mean, y'all watch Sister Vicky now. She own it. I tell y'all that she own it. She got it. She got it. She has her own sayings and she's branding herself very well. But yeah, Sister Vicky got it. I definitely support Sister Vicky Dillard. Listen what she say. I mean, heard people say Vicky's right, but she's so radical. Stop being afraid. Them scary Negro thing. That's gotten so many black folks revolts stopped. Scary black people. Oh my God, they too revolutionary. Massa, they trying to escape because I'm scared. Like, one thing I respect that brother Stormzy in the UK when he said he was afraid. That was one of the best things he ever said. That he was afraid of racism. And some of y'all are. Some of y'all are afraid to deal with the issue of Pookie and Ray Ray. You're afraid to call out these Hoodrats because you're afraid of their supporters coming at you. You understand? Some of you are afraid to be successful because you may have people in your family that will be against you for it. Forget that. I'm not saying you got to rub things in people's face. No, but just go live your life. Our ancestors fought so hard. Why should we be living in mediocrity, looking down on trying on ourselves? And this is the thing. You can't get mad when other people come across that border. I see them do it. And within 2-3 years, they getting ahead of us. Why? Because they come in here with a hustler's mentality. They saying, forget y'all, forget everybody. I'm trying to get mine. We have way more opportunity actually than they do. We actually do. And if you look at the numbers, we're actually doing better than them financially. But we have to get out of being afraid to being successful, afraid to join with other black people, afraid of fearing that somebody gonna do me something. So it may happen in business, but you move on. You learn from it. But we cannot no longer support Pookie and Ray Ray, the Hoodrats, the Boule, the sellouts. No, it cannot happen no longer going into this next decade. When a Destiny Harrison happens, because unfortunately it may happen again, we need to rail against that just as much as I will rail against the white supremacists. And I am committed to that myself. If you do that again, I'm going to rail against you no different than I rail against a white supremacist. Because that makes you hypocritical. If you can only talk about when white supremacists do it, but you're not going to talk about it when other black folks who are supposed to be in our community having the same story and they do it to us. And don't give me that, well, white people, I don't make this content for white people. They can watch, they can learn, and they do, and that's fine. I make this content for the black community globally. That's what I'm talking to. We are a black media outlet. Everyone welcome to listen. Anyone welcome to support. Great. Because we watch CNN. That's not our outlets. That's white outlets. But at the end of the day, I'm talking to you. We can't do that. Because at one point in time, I was even not doing that. Oh, I don't want to talk about that because, my platform a certain size and white folks, they're going to be trying to run with that. And like, this is my thoughts. Well, I don't want to expose that because of this, but no, we got to point the spotlight on this when it happened. Because one thing about black folks, when you start applying too much pressure to them, they'll stop. And a lot of people are applying pressure right now with Destiny Harrison. Wonderful. I saw Willie D in here earlier. Shout out to Willie D. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He was talking about Destiny Harrison. In the barbershop, everybody was talking about Destiny Harrison. So everybody's talking about this, which is a wonderful thing. But we need to this whole gang culture and all. No, that needs to stop. That needs to stop. This drug use, what's promoted in the music, that got to stop. Stop promoting using drugs to black people. Stop even calling us N-words in rap music. That's getting old too. No other group uses racial slurs about their people. The promotion of talking, crazy about black women in the music. Man, y'all can talk about 100 different things in music. I've seen people do it. Can you not talk about killing black people in music? We have to start holding these rappers accountable too. Because you're promoting a death sentence in your music, telling the world it's okay to shoot and kill black people and call us N-words and we just drug dealers. And we ain't all that. But we as a community have to start holding rappers accountable too. Understand we enjoy the music, but man, how is it that Bruno Mars and one of them, he don't make music about killing folks? And look all the money he makes. I'm just using him for example. So money can be made if you into that. And I don't have a problem with rappers making money. I don't care about black people making money because most black people come from nothing. I don't pocket watch rappers and what they do. Only issue I recently had with Blueface was him throwing money in the air at people at Skid Row. I talked about that on my Philip Scott Show channel, where we cover more what's going on in the music industry and TV and radio, etc. We talk about those things over there. It's a different conversation than we do here. I had an issue with that because I don't believe you should throw money at poor people like that and have them scurrying in the street trying to get it. I don't agree with that. Some people disagree with me. That's fine. We have a conversation. What I'm saying, these rappers need to be held accountable too. These young women need to start being held accountable by the women. Man, can y'all just keep some clothes on and leave something to the imagination? Why everybody got to be half naked? That's why men don't take you seriously. Why would a man marry you and he ain't seen everything about you on Instagram? We have to raise the standard up. And Sister Vicky, she had talked about this, so shout out to her, that when we start promoting a standard, then that's when the white media get involved and want to start attacking us about having standards. But we come from a community of standards. Even when you go to the continent of Africa, they're very conservative. That Lizzo and what Cardi B normally is doing, that's not acceptable on the continent because they're conservative. And I saw some research to say black people in America are socially conservative by 70%. We don't vote that way. And only maybe about 23% of us is actually what you call liberal. We are. We say, well, that's that person's life, but we don't support all that. Why do you think they always try to attack black people? Say, oh, they're so homophobic because we are socially conservative, but they don't say nothing about white people. them being conservative. They don't attack them, call them, white people are homophobic. Why they don't say that about white people? But on a continent, they are conservative. That's what I can tell you from what I see. I'm not saying you ain't got women around there doing their thing, but it's not accepted as a norm. And we used to be like that in the black community when I was growing up in the 90s and 80s, etc., that it wasn't normal, acceptable to have women walking around doing what they're doing today in our community. And then you notice they keep promoting those women up as a representation of black women. I have a problem with that. A big problem with that. How you go from Lauryn Hill to Cardi B? How you go from India.Arie to Megan Thee Stallion? And like I said, I ain't got nothing against, Megan or nothing like that. I think Megan is definitely a better rapper than Cardi can be, personally. But you don't have to show yourself like, whoredom. You just don't have to do it. And so it's a lot of tightening up we have to do. Not just Pookie and Ray Ray and the Hoodrats, but all of that we need to tighten up in the black community going into this next decade. It's called about respecting ourselves. Other groups don't allow that as the mainstream in their community. Well, those of you who are in Africa watching, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I will be back on the continent in 2020. I'm coming. Y'all know I'm coming. So get ready. I love y'all out there. Like I love my people here. I love y'all. I love you to death. Can't wait to see y'all. Africa is the place where I get serenity and peace. And oh boy, it's beautiful. Just being in the continent of Africa. It's beautiful. And even black people, and then black people too, I'm glad I brought that up. If you don't like Africa and you never been, how you can not like a place you never been? That is so ignorant. If you don't like Africa, I don't know why you even on my channel when it says African Diaspora biggest day and you here. Like, of course we're gonna talk about Africa here. We got nothing against Africa here. Is the continent of Africa perfect? Hell no. There's a lot of issues that I need to talk about. Like Ghana, I'm going to talk about you next. Giving land and kingship and chieftain to white males. I gotta talk to y'all about that. That is something we're going to talk about. But I'm not going to. But don't use that as well. I'm not going to even go to Ghana because they did this. I'm not going to go to Nigeria because they did that. That's a few individuals that need to be talked about. I'm not going to condemn I'm not going to condemn all my brothers and sisters here for what Pookie and Ray Ray is doing. Why would I condemn the whole group? That's dumb. We have great people here, the Caribbean, like I said, my Afro-Latino brothers and sisters. Like I said, hopefully, like I said, I can start connecting with you guys. I know there's a lot of you in New York, a lot of you. And we looking to connect with everybody throughout the diaspora, for real. So let's tighten up going into 2020. Let's protect the Destiny Harrisons. Destiny should have had protection. The moment she felt afraid, she should have been able to go to those groups like the Panthers or the NOI, whoever, and say, I have a fear. I need your protection. And I know good and well the Panthers or the NOI or whatever group it is wouldn't have said, no, Destiny, we're not gonna step up and protect you. No. Listen, the NOI has secured things for me, so they would do it. If I was to ever need the Panthers, I can call them, and they'll protect me too. So you can call them if you want to protect your business. If you think it's that bad while you're still there, have a security presence. Shoot, you got some brothers that's legally armed. Get them to protect. Because, look, I ain't got no problem with y'all using your Second Amendment rights to take care of Pookie and Ray Ray trying to destroy other black people. I take no issue with it. It won't make me not cry at all. But also, we got to talk about this before we wrap up. Now, when Destiny had to be buried, they were looking for money to bury her, okay? I'm tired of that. We can spend $25 a month, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to Kellen, and I'm going to see if I can bring on, and maybe you hearing me or whatever, I need a insurance agent that can come on the show and talk to us about getting life insurance, and even between $10 to $25 a month or whatever. But I want to talk to somebody about that, because all of you who listening to this right now, all 2,300 of you, If you don't have life insurance, you going to be, well, not you, your family going to be doing the same thing. I need $10,000 to put, Brother Jones in the ground. When you could have been doing that, $25 or more a month, have it on your kids. Listen, anything can happen. When Destiny went to work that day, she didn't foresee that happening. But now if Destiny would have had a little something, she could have left money out of her policy to her 1-year-old, and that money would have matured later, and that 1-year-old would have had money. It doesn't bring her mom back, of course not. But what I'm saying is people not looking to try to bury you. That's the same thing with myself, my wife, all that. We make sure that we are not a burden to our children, because I know how it feels when you don't have something and now family is looking at you because they act like you're the person that got a certain amount of money, and then they want you to pay for everything. I know about that too. Understand? So we're going to bring someone into the show who sells insurance. And I want you guys, when I do it, if you don't have it, jump on it. All of you need to jump on it. No more Facebook and GoFundMe accounts for people to bury us. You can cheap it. I've seen policies, term life policies is $25. And they will give you, if something happens, between some of them is $250,000 to $300,000 on a term life policy. That's $25 a month. That's enough to bury you, so nobody have to, go look for anything. And if you have any children, leave at least some money to your children, right? When you're gone. Maybe you didn't have a lot when you were here, but hey, in your passing, you gave them something. And it was only costing you $25 a month. This is for you. This is not for me. This is for you. So we need to think about it. I know we don't like to think about our own mortality, because trust me, my grandmother always like that. Y'all need to have some life insurance. They used to say, me, I don't want to hear all that. Listen, we all going to go that way one day. You got to have some life insurance so then people don't be burying you with a cup. That's what she always used to say when she was here. But she always stressed that you got to have life insurance, especially black people. Any moment something could happen to us as black people, police or whatever else happens to us as black people. So we should have insurance, because this is what happens to us. Now I'm about to get into that other side. We don't have insurance. We have nothing. Then they taking our organs and they giving it to the Rockefellers and all them other ones. And then you have sisters at the mortuary and brothers saying that black bodies are arriving with no organs. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a conversation of a different day. I may have had that conversation on our website, because I don't think that conversation going to last on YouTube. But what I'm saying is we need to tighten up with our life insurance, our directives, everything with our lives. Because you just, like I said, we are not immortal. So we got to think that way, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just looking at the chat. I will be making a video for our members on Facebook. We have Facebook members, Patreon, our YouTube channel members. I will be making the monthly video for you guys to tell you guys what's going on the platform and giving you guys some information, some things that's going to be coming down the pipe. I do that once a month for our members. They have every right to let me know about different things, give me ideas. I'll offer group trips to them first. I will always offer it to them first, because they're supporting the show, because I can't do the show without the people's support. We're not where we need to be yet. But if you would like to support the show, you can join us on our YouTube channel memberships where it says join, or you want to join us on Patreon. That'd be great too. We also posted, like I said, on Facebook, the same videos here, but on Facebook, because many people have said that it was hard to share the link on Facebook, but the video was actually on Facebook. It was easy for them to share it that way. So we start posting whatever news stories or we do here or in our various channels. We also post it on Facebook. So you can share our content with your friends and family, as some of you may have requests us to do in the past. So we are doing that. But I'm going to check the comments real quick. If you guys got anything to say, real quick, and I'll let you guys go. I won't keep you too long. You say Liberty Mutual has decent rates for non-military. Okay, well, it's things. I'm not talking to the choir, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not talking to the choir. I'm not talking to the choir because there are people that are listening right now that at this day, moment in time, they're here to receive it. Maybe before they wasn't, but now they're here to receive it. So I don't want to start looking at what I'm saying I'm preaching to the choir. Some people I am. You're right. But there's some people I'm not. And that's the people that we're here for, okay? We were not here for people that just don't want to do anything. I understand that. So that's my hope. I don't know if it's a brother or sister. That's my hope. So this shirt isn't for sale right now. This shirt isn't for sale right now, but I'm just wearing it. Oh, you're in Trinidad. Well, shout out to Trinidad. I need to get out there too. That's a whole list of countries I need to get out there too. The sky's the limit with that, man. I love, y'all in many countries, y'all have great cultures. Like I said, and one thing I believe in, even when I go to the continent of Africa, I may get some African style clothing, but for the most part, I'm going to be me because I believe I need to be a representative of Black America, and we have our own culture and history and lineage, and we should represent that any country we go to. I'm not for Black Americans throwing away our Black American culture. Even if you move to the continent, don't throw it away. Get along with the brothers and sisters, learn their customs and their cultures and, because some things are different for us versus them and we should learn. But I'm not for the word assimilate. I'm not for that. I'm more so along the lines of just learning and growing with you, but I'm going to be myself and represent Black America everywhere I go. So, anything of Black America, even when you're on the continent, so wear that. There's nothing wrong with getting, trust me, I got some African style clothing here. And I had it done in Kenya, actually. Love it, actually. Love the clothes they made for me. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to rep for Black America. Going to. Algeria, you say, Makana, yeah, Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. I got to get a contact in Brazil. I don't have a deep contact yet. And once we get a deep contact that can actually give it, we'd definitely love to go to Brazil because they had more slaves went to Brazil than that came here. Let's see. Shout out to. Okay. Let's see. You say you represent both Latinos and Black. Tanzania. Hopefully everything go right. I should be in Tanzania next year. Because obviously I'm seeing that it looks like I'm doing the East Africa tour first and then maybe, also South Africa. Now I know people like Daniel Samir say West Africa is his thing and he love it and hey, do that. But I guess God started me in East Africa. So that's why I started Ethiopia, Kenya. And so we'll, continue to see all those countries. Yeah, there's a lot of Black people in Brazil. Yes, it is. It is a lot of Black people in Brazil. So Rwanda, yes, I would definitely love to go to Kigali. Definitely. I heard it's one of the cleanest countries, cleanest cities in the world. So you say you're chilling in the Ville? Oh, you say your father's Ethiopian and your mom's Jamaican. So how do I support Black Americans and what they're doing? We support each other. I support Ethiopians. I support Jamaicans. You support us here in America. We all supposed to support each other. That's how that works. We don't choose no sides. We choose the Black side. That's it. So what happens to you affects me. What happens to me affects you. That's how family works. We had to have a global Black family. That's what we're pushing. Global Black Unity 2020. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Credit unions are better to have than banks. That's true. Credit unions are definitely better to have than banks. You say Gambia. Speaking of Gambia, you have that sister Juliet with the Black Sit channel. She's trying to fight for citizenship for people from the diaspora. And I think that's a good thing. I'm really watching what she's doing on that because she's really fighting for that. Now, one thing I heard, because we got to be fair. Some, not all. Some brothers and sisters on the continent like, yeah, man, come on back home. We need y'all, man. We need to build this place up. Then you have some of them may say, well, I don't know about automatic citizenship because they're coming in with their American values, because you don't realize how American you are till you get there. I'm telling you, you don't realize it. We have a certain value system here that they don't practice over there. And one thing that I was noticing is that like marriage is a big thing on the continent. Marriage. And then the thing is, when you get married, it's almost like Hispanic culture. When you kind of marry into Hispanic culture, you kind of married into the family. And that's how Africans are. You're married into the family. And then like when you go over to the continent, they have a thing called bride price, brothers. And if you want to get this particular girl, you got to talk to the family and pay a bride price. Now, it could be a certain amount of money. It could be some cattle. It could be whatever. But you pay a bride price. Now, in America, we don't pay no bride price. Like, bride price? What the hell are you talking about? Bride price. You know what I'm saying? There's two totally different cultures. Then, bringing in American culture, let's say with marriage, like, man, I don't know if I want to get married, man. I'm cool. I'm chilling. I ain't, I'm just dating. That's not how they get down. They're shunned on the continent, that kind of mindset. So that kind of thinking will clash on the continent because they're not down with all that. You just fooling around with this guy, that guy, and this woman, that woman, that woman. They're not down with it. They want you to build families, but they're right about it. I'm not against that because our community was so much better when we had families. We all know this, especially on this channel. So I'm highly supportive of Africans saying, no, we're building families here. We're not having a bunch of baby mamas and not having a bunch of baby daddies. We want families, and you need to be held accountable to the family. I'm with Africans all day on that. Never change that. Never, don't accept that American crap, that Western crap. Never accept that into the continent. Please don't. Yes, it is standards. It is a standard. And I've talked to Africans from many different countries, and they all have, for the most part, have that standard. You're not going to come around here just sleeping around with everybody. Not say you can't do it, but you need to get married. Like with even the young women, they can't be going around here 35 and 40 with no husband. They be looking at them like they're crazy. Hey, what's wrong with you? You in your 20s. Why you not married? That's how they talk. What's wrong with you? You got something going on? In America, a woman could be 35, 40, never had no kids, and she's not shunned in this country, but over there, you shunned if you're not married and don't have no family. Even the men, like, what's wrong with you? Why you not getting married? But is it wrong to have a family? Well, yeah, in part, yes, about the government with black families, but we talking about the continent. We can learn a lot from the continent. The government can't stop you from forming families. You talking about at one point in time, yes, the Democrats had a big hand in destroying the black family. But today, who's stopping you from getting with a woman and saying, okay, we have the same value system and we're going to build a life together? Nobody's stopping you. The government is not going to stop you from getting married. They're not. Now, a lot of you like to practice polygamy. That's your issue. You're practicing polygamy. All these side chicks you have and all that, you polygamous. In some African nations, you do have polygamy too. But the way that works is you got to prove that you can actually take care of that many wives financially, so you can't be dusty. The problem is in America, especially in our community, we may want a family, but we don't want the responsibility, like getting that paperwork. Oh, no, I don't know. Well, and then you want to be all this, you want to start riding. I don't need the white man to tell me I'm married. Well, certain privileges come with marriage, even in America. You can't put your woman on your insurance as a man if you're not married to her. There's a whole lot of restrictions she can't do if you're not married. If something happens to you and you need to make a decision in the hospital or something, there's a whole lot of things you can't do without being married. Perpetual being single is not a life. I mean, but you know, I mean, I don't know. Don't have me going down that route. But what I'm saying is, on the continent of Africa, don't accept the American relationship. Keep your marriage. Keep everything with the family. Insisting on family, because Black America could learn to return back to the family from Africa. We can learn that, and that's a beautiful thing. And I love you guys to do that. And we can help you guys, you know, with maybe helping, you know, build the place up, you know, with some, you know, some of the education we have. You know, we know things from the West. We know the white supremacists, so we can see him coming. We can help with that. I mean, we can both help each other benefit, not just, you know, a one-way street. And you know, and then also give us a sense of home, because we don't have that here in America. No matter what people say, they the indigenous Indians, but when Trump and them giving millions of dollars, they ain't giving you crap. But you're Indian. No, your home is on the continent of Africa. That's where your home is at. And you could, you know, and I'm not trying to convince them. You know, they can be hard headed and say they the original Americans and they did, and that's fine. You know, you technically we did build the country. Yes, we did, and yes, we became Americans by the 14th Amendment. You're 100% right. We are American citizens. But when it comes to the respect, we're actually not respected till we leave this country. I seen it with my own two eyes. I felt more respected outside this country than in it. I actually felt complete American outside this country. Here, you feel like, well, you know, I don't feel like a fifth class citizen at all. I feel awesome because I don't let these people's conversation affect me. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, those of you may be coming in late and seeing what we got going on here, you know, well, you say African couples come to the U.S. and their relationship crumbles. Yeah, I mean, America is very hard on relationships. Very, very, very hard. Like I said, it's Babylon, man. It's Babylon. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. It's all that wrapped into one in this country. You saw it's no morals. It's no morals. None at all. It's just no morals. The only thing I'm going to say. And I did notice it was a little bit more moral in certain societies on the continent. What I see now, do they do things that's wrong? Yes, they do. I'm not saying they're perfect. No, they're not. Some people say, why are they always coming over here? It's economics why they come over here. It's economic migration. It's not because they just hate their countries. Please don't ever think they hate their countries. No, they do it for economics, because you have corrupt leaders that is sellouts. They sell outs. A lot of them are sellouts, and they make sure they got money in their back pocket, but to the people, they're struggling. So they have to leave their countries and go to places like the UK and different places in Europe and America for economics. That's what they do it for. They don't do it because they hate the country. So now we come into the continent of Africa, we come in with an advantage because we coming in from America. Our dollar is higher than their currency a lot of times. So we come in and say, why are you leaving this place for? It's great. Well, it's great for us because we come in as Americans with American money. They don't live like us, so they have to come over here or to the UK, get they bag up, get their education up. Then when they return, if they want to return back, then they do different than us. Then they can benefit completely off the continent. That's really what that is. Because some of y'all look, why they keep coming over here? It's economics. No different than why people come across the border. It's all economic immigration. It has nothing to do with because they hate their countries. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the show tonight. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. I got more news stories to edit. I have more to edit, and I'll get them up for you guys. But I had to go live and talk about this. I had to go live because we had to make some changes in 2020, including myself. Anything happen like this to any business owner that's black, I'm on you. I'm going to talk about you and go in on you. Like I said, once I get a little bit more details about that shooting that happened at that barbershop here in Houston, I'm going to talk about that. You shooting another black barber for a haircut? Really? No, man. We gotta put an end to this crap. So thank you for listening.